Hello. Welcome to the When I Have Spare Time podcast. My name is Frank, and I'll be sitting here talking to you for a few minutes. As usual, I'm wearing clothes. I'm wearing my Anaheim Ducks jacket. I bought the jacket from the team store at the Honda Center, or is it the Civic Center? Whatever. That doesn't matter. So, at my job, uh, I got, this work app. Like a lot of jobs, you use work apps, to talk to each other, like group chats and whatnot. I guess the background of my computer's boring. Well, it's just me, so doesn't matter. Anyway, and so I work at a for those of you who have been watching this podcast know I work with dogs. Anyway, so we have a dog trainer. Working, and so sometimes when you're a dog trainer or you're the groomer at my job, there's just not enough dogs to train. There's not enough dogs to groom, so you have nothing to do. And so I didn't know if you guys know this, but it's kind of hard to find a job where you stand around and get paid and do nothing. I mean, I know everyone's like, oh, but there's, you're going to have 20 billion examples. But I'm talking about the everyday average Joe, regular person. It's kind of hard to find a job where you stand around and get paid to do nothing. And if you are on a shift job and you run out of work, they're going to tell you to do something else, right? Okay. So Mr. Dog Trainer, he's done training dogs. He then writes a long-winded, too long, didn't read wall of text. I'm triggered in a Facebook troll group. I'm a modder on Reddit. I'm a sub 5 tier Twitch sub. And I'm subscribed to 34 OnlyFans accounts. Like, he went on that kind of a rant. And, I didn't read the whole thing because it was literally, a college essay. It was pages. Just him bitching about doing work that wasn't dog trainer related. So he's like, I come to work and you're asking me to, whatever, clean up, the dog mess in this cage. Like, that's work harassment because that's not part of my job description. I'm the dog trainer. So I'm not kidding. He literally only wants to train dogs. So if a dog at the dog training place spills a cup of water, I guess he's not going to clean it up. It makes no sense. Like, just because in the letter of the law, the description of dog trainer says train dogs, and that's all it says. Come on, what? Like, you're really not gonna, like, pick up some trash or someone drop it in the middle of the floor because it's not on your job description? You're not gonna, like, I don't know, like, wipe the bathroom mirror off if someone, I don't know, sprays ketchup on it because it's not in your job description? Seriously, that makes no sense, right? It'd be like me, like, I'm basically the overnight janitor. Okay? So, I have my job description. It doesn't take a genius to know what I do. Okay. So imagine I go to work and I decide, like, I'm done with all the work, but, like, I'm not gonna, like, feed the dogs because even though I have 2 hours left of nothing to do, because feeding the dogs is not in my job description. I'm just going to sit down and do nothing for 2 hours. Like, it makes no sense. You can't sit around and do nothing. Like, you're going to do the other work that's left over. That's just how shift work is. Like, I'm not gonna complain that I'm doing something for those 2 hours. I don't know. Like, I don't understand the mentality, but then also you don't want to work with a person with that mentality because a person like that is crazy. It doesn't make sense. That's like just any job, any job. It could be any job. Okay, you could work at NASA. Okay, you pilot the space shuttle. So like the guy in charge of like keeping track of the oxygen levels doesn't do his job, but like you're not gonna do it because it's not in your description because you're the pilot. Well, I would like to think that you would check on the oxygen levels too. Don't be a dumbass about it. It's like you're gonna burn the whole building down just because you don't want to close the front door. Now I sound like my old substitute teacher, Mr. James. So I should probably stop talking. I crossed that line. I sound like Mr. James. Mr. James was the craziest substitute teacher we ever had. And I'll just say this one thing he said, because he was yelling at us about how none of us listen. Okay, and so he said, "If I told you, don't stick your head out the door, because if you do, someone will blast you. Half of you wouldn't have a head." Anyway, he was a great guy. Um, so anyone keeping track? And it just crossed my mind right now because it's on this Twitter right here. Anyone keeping track of the war that Trump is trying to end, but everyone else is trying to continue? I just know that when Zelensky first decided not to sign Trump's agreement, Russia contacted Trump and said they'll sign a peace treaty with us instead. And that made my day. Like, yeah, and once again, I don't care. I'm just glad Trump is president because Trump has at least, if the war doesn't stop, but at least he stopped us giving them money. Because I mean, like, you can't make, and I think they signed it though, but like, you can't make them sign anything. But Donald Trump has done more in his presidency in his first like couple of weeks, like in the first month, whatever, than Joe Biden did his whole 4 years, which is crazy if you think about it. And it's also crazy that so many Americans were satisfied with nothing, and at worst satisfied with someone who was detrimental towards the country. It sometimes takes 12 years to fix bad policies. Like, I mean, economic policies, like the damage that's been done with the inflation, it could take a long time. Now, here's the thing. If Trump really does get us producing energy fast, then that can actually fix it. It's just our companies going. I mean, I'm assuming companies are going to pump oil. I'm assuming so. But like if that gets really booming, really going, then that can solve the problem actually. And it can at least soften the landing. But I just hope people start thinking with their wallets and with their way of life instead of anything else. Like, none of the, identity, politics, bullshit. Just like stuff that affects your everyday life, which is money, basically. Money and basic rights and freedoms. and none of this other bullshit where it's like, trans to kids or give $1 billion to a foreign country. We just need to fix what we got going on here. We need to focus. And so, like, if we stick with presidents like this, then we'll get on track again. But we'll see what happens, because like this country, it's so corrupt that people think corrupt is normal. So when when an administration like this is in and starts fixing stuff, you got people going like, "Hey, what are you doing?" Well, he's fixing it. You're just see like you're so used to like a horrible, crappy normal that you think it's good because it's just normal. But no, things are horrible right now. Things have been like, I can definitely tell a difference between life before Joe Biden and life after Joe Biden. Life has gotten worse. So, and once again, I have to assume I'm not special. I have to assume I'm of average intelligence. I have to assume I'm the average American. So if I realize this, I think like this, I've lived through these experiences, I'm sure millions of others have. But yeah, so like hopefully the train of sanity will continue, because I have no idea how this country let our administration give Ukraine billions of dollars. I have no idea. It I don't know. And then they said half of the money we gave them is unaccounted for. So I wonder where that money is. It's like this whole thing is a joke. And I know I don't have some crazy job, but I have a job, which means I pay taxes, and it really bothers me where my tax dollars go, because I don't make a lot of money. So when you take whatever amount out of my check, I really can feel that. Like, and I'm not one of these people who are like, oh, we'll tax the rich people instead. They earn their money too. It's not, we're going to use Elon Musk. It's not Elon Musk's fault that he invented PayPal. Like, no one stopped me from inventing PayPal. So, like, I'm not one of these people who are like, attack of the billionaires. Okay, do you know on this planet, like, you can count all the billionaires, like, on one hand? That's not true. But you know what I'm saying? Like, you can count all the billionaires on, like, a couple of hands. I'm just saying, like, they're acting like there's, like, a million, like, billionaires, and they're in a club. And I'm saying this because I've seen signs, like posters all over that said, let's gather together and fight Trump's billionaire plan. What does that even mean? Like, there are these posters that wanted people to gather, like, whatever, like in a town hall, and fight Donald Trump's billionaire plan. What are you talking about? And I bet you that there are so many people who were like gaslit and actually went. And you'll ask them probably, what is Donald Trump's billionaire plan, and they'll have no idea, because there is no plan. Like, it makes no sense. Think about it. You're like a billionaire. You become president, and then you enact your billionaire plan that only affects you and your billionaire friends. So you and 6 people See, the thing is, when your beliefs are just based on pure emotion, that is a weak foundation. Okay? Let's gather and stop the billionaires. Okay, person who pumps my gas. Okay, lady who works at Target. Okay, guy who's a janitor. Okay, girl who makes YouTube videos. What are you gonna do? Nothing. You're being gaslit. It's enough is enough. And then they also had signs that said stop neighborhood oil drilling, and it had these pictures of all these people who I guess are local people holding up signs protesting. Why are we protesting oil field, like local oil fields? They're not hurting us. I have no idea why we're protesting it. There's like oil fields all over California. Okay, like, and it's not like it's Texas where it's like, raining oil, but there's oil fields and they pump oil, and it's not a big operation, but there's like a few big refineries, but it's mostly just like little spots here and there, like you'll see them like on the mountain hills, little like oil thing pumping. And as far as I know, I don't see how it hurts the environment. It seems to be giving people jobs. What's the issue? But for some reason, someone has labeled pumping oil in this area bad when they're pumping it like in the mountains. Like there's like hills, like no one lives there. It's it's like off in between freeways. Like it's not like it's in a residential. It makes no sense to protest. It's they just keep finding just things to keep people, especially poor people, distracted from real problems. Okay, so instead of focusing on Donald Trump's billionaire plan, instead of focusing on neighborhood oil drilling, focus on our sidewalks need to be redone, like our streets need to be redone. Like just like the neighborhoods are run down. You know how like the city like revamps itself every like 30 years? There's parts of the city over here that needs to be redone. Like focus on stuff like that. Focus on like the homeless encampments. Focus on like stuff that affects you. But no, like you're busy complaining about Donald Trump's billionaire plan. What? Why? There is no plan. Anyway, blows my mind though. Yeah, and I, man, like, you might be wondering, how many cups of coffee am I on? About 6. Yeah, so I bought some coffee. This is funny. Okay, so I'm at whatever the store. I forgot the name of the store. It doesn't matter. So like I've been drinking coffee at my job because it's I need the energy, whatever. And so but I actually like the taste of the coffee. So I'm like, I'm gonna start making my own coffee. So I bought some instant coffee. Okay, I come home and I make the instant coffee. It turns out it wasn't instant coffee. It was just ground coffee. And it didn't taste good at all. So I bought a coffee maker. It came in the mail today. I've had about 6 cups of coffee. I've been wired for about 8 hours. Boy, yeah. So I'm pretty happy. And I was wondering if any of you have been watching sports lately. If so, can someone tell me, are they still protesting in sports. Because I told you before, I stopped, like, at least with football. I stopped watching football when that guy on the 49ers started kneeling, like Fitzpatrick or whatever his name is, Kirkpatrick or whatever, fake black Afro guy. That guy. Um, oh yeah. Ask Anna has videos out. I wonder if, let's see. Yeah. Let's see what Ask Anna. Wait. She changed her name to Dahlia Doll. Okay, stripper vlog Atlanta. Law of Attraction rant. My first vlog in a day. Okay.
And this is the outfit of the day. We have my little ab right there. Finally, after I stopped bleeding for a week because I just got my
Bleeding for a week probably because you did a double anal scene.
IUD. Here is Reaper. That's my towel. A couple blankets. That pink pillow he pulled off of my bed and put it up there. Hi, sweetie. Okay, I'm gonna be taking you guys on my...
She's a lot to take in. Okay, so now this is the first time we've seen her without makeup. And the answer is no. Let's continue.
My first vlog. I am about to head into work. I have one eyelash on. I just wanted to show a little behind the scenes of
being a whore.
My life. I just showered. These are my cute little blue pants. Oh, don't mind my mess.
It's probably a stack of dildos.
This is my bathroom counter. A little in disarray, but it's very organized chaos. I've been reading not reading, but I've been listening to the audiobook. It's called The Game of Life and How to Play It.
That's a big difference between listening and reading.
And it has changed my perspective so much. I didn't realize how just negative I have been to myself. I don't think to other people. I don't think I've...
Is it just me, or does she look really gross after taking a shower? It's probably because she's a porn star or whatever, industry worker. Because like she's like, like you could still see the filth on her.
Been a dream squasher, at least to people's face. But yeah, I've just been very negative, and I just kind of sat back and I was like, you know what, life could be better if...
Yeah, like life could be better. Just stop being a stripper.
I believed it could truly be better. And a lot of that too is just from a result of trauma.
Well, if you want to cut the trauma out your life, stop being a stripper. See, most people, not all people, but most people are their own worst enemy. Like my life would be better if I stopped paying escorts to kick me in the balls. But it is what it is. And I hope no one stayed long enough in this video to hear that. That's private. That's a secret.
Because it's very hard to be positive when you're in a state of recovery for a while.
Okay. I don't know you well enough to be able to count the hairs in your nose. Please go away.
But yeah, I miss how I used to be. I used to be very reckless and fun. I still had... The recklessness was a little bit too much when I was younger, but I had a lot of fun. And I had...
That means she was on her back a lot and her legs were spread.
A crazy, crazy life. I still do, but the craziness is like expected. When I lived in Orlando, it was very different. In Austin, I was just depressed. But again, that's a result of trauma. So I feel like
Once again, okay, if you want to cut quote unquote trauma out your life, stop doing things that cause trauma. And so she doesn't have a good story about being a stripper. How many times have we had this conversation? And we're going to keep having it.
trauma really slows you down from who you are meant to be. But that's what I'm gonna do now. I'm gonna focus on being more positive. I'll let y'all know how things go. I did a spell yesterday.
Oh, here we go.
And I think it worked because I asked for a lot of different things. One of them was money. And I went to Chick-fil-A today and a man came up to me and he asked me to pay for his food. And I just took that as like, one, a sign that my money was coming. And then two, it was like a test. Like, are you going to give it was only like $8. It was like, are you going to give these $8 to this man? Or are you just going to be, selfish and then hoard on to it? Because that was another thing too I was reading about in that book. It was basically saying that the more you hoard money, the more you're likely to lose it and to not have things come to you. Like, it was saying something too about like, I've been wanting extensions for a minute.
Sorry, I was lost in retardation. Seriously. I was transported to the back of the short bus. I was in a wheelchair. They were letting me off the bus, and I fell out the wheelchair.
I think they were $350. So it's still like pretty hefty. And I wasn't going to buy them. I have my old ones, but they are very ratty. It just happens. You're supposed to replace them. And I just hadn't replaced them. So I was like, you know what? I want to save this money. What if an emergency comes?
Okay, so is this video really called The Ramblings of a Crackhead? What is going on?
Like, what if I owe a lot more in taxes than I'm expecting? So I was like, okay, I'm going to save it. And then, you know what happened instead? My dog ate both of my retainers. And that equals $300. And the book was basically saying that if you don't spend your money freely, especially on stuff that is going to be an investment, and in my case, like, bring more money to me. Like, if I have that blockage, the money's gonna come out in another way. So yeah, it's just...
What? She's a stripper. She makes a living with her vagina. Why are we reading books about this? You know how they say money doesn't grow on trees? Well, money does grow on vaginas. It is how it is. And then in some parts of the internet, armpits and feet. But money does grow on vaginas. So put the book down, go back to being your whore self, and stop. Or the easiest way to have a rich life is close up those legs, stop being a stripper, start living a good life, become a housewife, have kids, have a family. But no, we're going to be a whore and make videos about it.
little things like that. Simple today. I'm not gonna lie, I don't want to work today.
Oh, you don't want to be a whore today? Oh, I'm sorry.
I want to stay home. I've had like such a heavy period. I got my IUD a month ago, and they said my period would get heavier. It's been like a week long period, and it's not like gushing out blood. It's just...
Oh, man. Please tell me more.
been a steady stream, like
Nice.
a tiny little trickle for like 4 days.
Oh, yeah.
But then in my profession, like, I need all the energy I can get, and
And you need that blood.
then putting in a tampon and cutting off the string. Oh, that is so annoying.
I don't have a nose hair fetish, but if one of you do, I paused it for you. Okay, let's continue.
To me. So it really, like, it's not like I just have an office job and then I can forget I'm on my period. Like, no, I'm constantly thinking about the string hanging out and then not feeling my best because it's so much energy that I put into it. Oh, that was the other thing too. It wasn't that book. There's another book though, and it
Was it called Go Dog Go? I mean, I'm assuming it's something on your reading level.
saying that this man, like, dramatized his life and he lived his life as a tramp. It was an old book, so I don't know what that means. I guess a poor person. And he would write about his life, and then he became, like, really famous author, and then he was in Hollywood being rich. And the point of that was to basically say that, what if I do 30-minute vlogs? That'd be so fun. But he
For you, but not for us. What?
was saying that, or she was saying the point of that was you have to make your life interesting to be interesting to people. Like, you have to really care about your life. And I think,
Bro, people, listen. Live your life the way you want to live your life. It's not that hard. What do you want to do? Think about it. I don't know. Like, what do you want to do? And there's no right or wrong answer. Like if you do what you truly enjoy doing, I'm not trying to be funny, you will be happy. Now, does this mean work how you make your money? I don't know. Does this mean one of your hobbies? I'm just saying, if you do what you want to do, I mean, all of us have to kind of make a few bucks to get by. So, if you have one of those jobs where you just have a job to have a few bucks, okay, well, that doesn't define your life. You're just getting money. Okay, so that doesn't define your life. So that's not really what you do. So, like, I'm assuming you do something else that makes you happy, and you do it because you like it, not because someone else. See, the thing is, you can't live your life based on other people. You won't be happy. You won't be satisfied. She gives horrible advice, but she probably knows that.
I think what's been so tough about my job is just all the judgment that comes with it.
Well, you're being judged on your vagina, and it's elasticity.
Like, there's somebody who I work with now, and it's like, it's kind of a day job, but not really. I'm gonna brush my hair real quick. Hold on.
Wait, you mean like on your snatch?
So I'm working for this guy, and I just have this sense that he looks down on me.
Most of us do.
I really don't do that much for him. It's just to help me build my resume. And he's very wealthy, and he met me in the club, and he would always make these comments about how I shouldn't talk about what I do. Basically, that I should be hiding my profession.
He's right. Because a person of value who maybe could help you out might not want to be associated with someone who's a stripper and someone who has an OnlyFans. Most normal people don't want to be known that they have a sex worker in their friend group. Common sense.
And I have several people in my life like that. I just kind of keep them away from me. But even recently, I had somebody with my gym telling me to, like, network with people, but don't tell them what I do. And it's just like such a.
Okay, so the other person is networking with you too. So when their friend goes, "Oh, so what does she do?" They don't want to say, "She's a stripper. She's a whore." You don't get it? Come on. She must be trolling. She can't be that stupid.
A conflicting message because it makes me feel like you think one that I'm less than, especially with that one person that I work with who's very wealthy. It makes me feel like he looks down on me and everything I do, and it's like, oh, like all these. It's like a little life, you know. But I like my little life. Like,
Well, then stop bitching about it.
this is fun to me. I love.
This is cope. Sounds like cope. It sounds like cope. Anyone would be happier doing something else. Okay? No one wants stripper to be their first option as a job.
I love harassing men. I like helping some of them. I like the predatory ones. I like being their karma. Like, I
Oh my God, shut up.
really do enjoy my job and my life, and I know it's not the most.
She sits on a guy's lap and gyrates. How is she karma? What? What is wrong with people?
Glamorous thing, and people are so just.
She's insane. Right? She's insane. Anyone agree? If you agree, and if you're still hanging out in this video, let me know.
Judgmental of it, but yeah, but working for that guy kind of sucks because it's like every time
'Cause you're on your knees?
I think of myself, I have to view myself through how he's looking at me.
What?
And then recently too, he like didn't keep up with his word. Like
Yeah, like he told her he was going to pull out.
he told me he was going to do something and then he didn't do it. And I never asked for help. And I asked him for help with this one thing. And he literally told me that I could ask him for help at any time. It was like, when I finally do, you didn't do shit for me. And it just makes me feel like this whole thing was just a facade. Like, makes me.
Gee. You mean he lied to a stripper? But don't most people have the utmost respect for strippers? Why would you lie to a stripper? I'm confused.
I feel like you just wanted to be around me and my energy and
Your vagina.
my beauty and what I do because you're, I guess, bored. I don't know. Fascinated? Like, I don't know. But then, like, chastise me for the same thing that attracted me to you in the first place. It's like, I just hate when people do that. But anyways, that was the point. This, like, tramp guy who probably received a lot of shit for how he lives, same as I do. This tramp guy, he just went ahead and said fuck it and started writing about his life. And I think that's what I need to do. I'm kind of tired of giving advice videos because
Who's going to read an autobiography done in 4 different color of Crayola crayons?
like, I don't know that much shit. Like, I know enough. And I think I have a pretty good outlook. I do need to be more positive though. But yeah, I think I'm just gonna start sharing my life and what's happening. And you know what's crazy too? I deleted a video about me kind of shit talking, but not really. This guy who had like a touring agency, and that man fucked me over so much after I like deleted a video that was mostly talking about praises and then re-uploading.
Mentally, I jumped off a cliff. That's what happened to me right there. I don't know about you guys, but mentally, that's what happened. This chick is killing me. How many people are still barely hanging on? Let me know. Cause I mean, is it just me, or the last couple of reactions have been hard? Like these whatever.
Another video that was talking about, it was like no name dropping in the industry, and I have no shame. I will delete a video if it gets too low of views, because I feel like that's the universe telling me don't put this out there. That man fucked me over so much, and all it really showed me is that I need to stop like making myself so small and being so afraid of how other people will react, and their backlash when it's like you put yourself in my life to make me have this reaction to you, and my experience is valuable, and I shouldn't be worried about you doing some fuck shit to me after you've already done fuck shit to me, and then me not be able to talk about it. He did a lot of fuck shit. I'm not gonna. And it's so typical. I should have expected it, but I didn't. I still have his Douce bottle. Fuck that man. Oh my god, fuck that man. Such a great lesson, I guess.
Oh boy.
But fuck that man. But yeah,
This
I'll
is like
take
a
you
therapy
on
session.
a little trip to the club. Okay, I'm on my way. Do it.
That was scary.
I don't like the light. I'm on my way. How I fix the exposure on this, I'm really not sure. It's actually very cold today. Surprisingly, I am very over the cold. I'm ready for it to be warm again. I don't like this. I'm from Florida originally. I may or may not be going back in the near future. But yes. Why am I white? I'm about to go inside. Wait, let me change the... Ooh, I figured... Okay. Okay. I'm about to go inside. I may or may not take my camera. I haven't decided yet. I feel kind of weird being around people with a camera. I might just take videos with my phone and do it sideways. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I miss being here sometimes. When I'm here too much, I get sick of it, but I missed it. Hopefully it's a good day. Every day is a good day. This is my outfit. It is very today.
So would you pay for that to dance on your lap? Yikes.
And my shoes light up in the lights. Hey y'all, my baby. It's now 11 p.m. I got home a few hours ago. Today was bad. I'm not gonna lie, it was bad. I only
Every day's bad because you're a whore.
made 300 and I had to tip out like, okay, there we go. I had to tip out like $100, 150, no, 115. That's why I tipped out. And then somebody shorted me $20. They like gave me a stack of 100s in ones and had the little blue thing around it, and then it was short like $20. And it was so frustrating. But I got to connect with a lot of people I hadn't seen in a while. I have like a few dancer friends that came in that I hadn't seen in a minute, and that was great. Like, you forget how much people love you until you see them. And you're like, damn, I guess I can trust people.
Wait, so you just can't see them at your house? Instead you see them at the club? That's kind of weird.
I don't think I'll ever trust people, but yeah, it was nice. Then there's this one person too, and every time I see him, he has to remind me of where I started. I was so different a year ago.
Started at the bottom. Now you're at the bottom.
But then he was like, he told me who I was going to be in 2 years from now, and it sounded so beautiful. I was like, you're right. You're right. But yeah, you forget how much people love you with the amount of hustle you have to put into what you do.
She's got to be high, right?
It's like kind of hard to sit and be like, oh, I am a good person.
I mean, like on real drugs.
You're so focused on getting the money. Yeah, that was today. Tomorrow will be better. That's what I always tell myself. There's always tomorrow. I know people want to be like, oh, tomorrow's not promised. There is always tomorrow. There's no pressure to make a grand today. I have tomorrow. Bye.
Okay. We didn't really learn anything. Well, we learned the same thing we learned from every reaction of hers. Anyway, um, later.